So if you have a strap handy, just for a little bit of stretch, grab a strap or a belt or a scarf, awesome. And if you want to grab a couple of cushions just for sitting onto, just while we do a little bit of neck release, maybe just grab a couple of cushions if you know that's going to make things more comfortable for you. Not essential if you have them. Morning, Jane. I've just said about grabbing a strap and a couple of cushions if you've just logged on. All right. Okay, so we're going to start lying down. So you come onto your back and have your knees bent, your feet to the floor. So feet staying hips distance apart, just let the arms come out to the sides of the body and turn the palms up to face the ceiling. So the chest just feels a little more open. Just try and nudge the shoulder blades down your back a little. Make sure you can feel all 10 toes on the ground, so knees stacked above the ankles. Maybe close your eyes or choose a focus point on the ceiling just to rest your gaze too. And then keeping the breath through the nose, just allow the breath to reach down into the lowest part of the abdominals that you can feel. So right down into the lower navel. As you exhale, feel the belly button gently draw down to the spine. And just keeping that going and let the breath just slow down a little bit so you can really focus it, filling up the torso right from the lower belly into the side ribs, into the back ribs. So now we're connecting the breath properly into the diaphragm. Allow there to be a gentle pause between your inhale and your exhale, where it's not necessarily a holding of the breath, but just that moment of transition between. When we breathe this fully into the lower belly, side ribs and back ribs, we call that intra-abdominal pressure. So if I mention that again today, I'll refer to it as IAP. When you breathe in, you create that intra-abdominal pressure. So allow this movement of the torso to move the pelvis really gently. So for those of you that have done any Pilates, might know this is kind of pelvic tilts, but I want you to initiate the movement from the breath. So as you inhale and the belly expands, notice the tailbone drop into the floor and maybe there's a gap of light created around the lower back. As you exhale and the belly pulls down to the spine, sense the tailbone curling up to the ceiling as your lower back pushes in towards the floor. Inhale, let the belly expand, like you're doing a really mini back bend. As you exhale, pull the belly down, the back to the floor, feel the tailbone curl slightly upwards. Keep that going, just let it feel like a natural kind of movement from your breath. Just exaggerating that movement a little bit so we start to loosen off lower back and connect the breath in with that IAP, intrinsic core movement. So then just let things relax. We're going to build this into the core a little bit stronger. So stay where you are, take another big breath in. Hold in that breath, the IAP. Pick up the right leg to 90 degrees. Then as you exhale, pull the belly down, try to curl the tailbone up like you're curling pubic bone to navel. Inhale, take the foot back to the floor. Hold in the breath, pick up the left leg to 90 degrees. Exhale, pull the lower belly down, curl pubic bone to navel. Repeat that exactly the same. So inhale, foot to the floor. Hold in the breath, pick up the right leg. Exhale, pull belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor. Hold in the breath, pick up the left leg. Exhale, pull belly down. You can press into the supporting foot to help you get that connection of back to mat, but without using the glutes, so buttocks stay soft. Inhale, foot to the floor. Hold in the breath, pick up the right leg. This time bring the right palm onto the quads, the center of that thigh. As you exhale, press the hand and the leg together as you pull the lower belly down. Again, the supporting foot can help you push into the floor. Inhale, replace the arm and leg. Hold in the breath, pick up the left leg with the left palm to the thigh, then exhale, push them together as you pull lower belly and lower back down. Inhale, replace. Exactly the same thing one more time, either side. So hold the breath, right leg, right hand. Exhale, push them together as you pull belly down. Inhale, replace. Hold in the breath, left leg, left hand. Exhale, push them together, pull belly down. Inhale, replace. Hold in the breath, pick up the right leg, this time bring the left hand to the thighs, you cross line the body. Exhale, push them together, pull abdominals into the center line, so try and squeeze the waistline in, like it's like you're going to corset around the waist. Inhale, take the foot and arm to the floor, hold in the breath, the left leg and the right hand. Exhale, push them together, pull belly down, abdominals into the center line. Inhale, replace. Exactly the same thing either side. Hold in the breath, right leg, left hand. Exhale, push them together, pull belly down. Inhale, replace. Hold in the breath, left leg, right hand. Exhale, push them together, pull the belly down. Inhale, replace. Interlace the hands together around the back of the head. You're going to hug the arms up towards the temples, so elbow points face up to the ceiling, so you can really support the head in this kind of hammock of your hands. Pick up the legs to 90 degrees. Now, if they've got any kind of lower back injuries, or you're taking care of your lower back, you can do these next few breaths with the feet on the floor instead. It's going to just down level it slightly. Otherwise, let's challenge it a bit, keeping the feet floating. Keep the lower back connected to the floor, so you may need to nudge your knees slightly closer to your body to get that connection of back to mat. Take a big breath in where you are, into the lower belly. As you exhale, pull the belly down, lift the point of the elbows up towards the ceiling, so the head and the shoulder blades lift off the ground. Try to tuck the tailbone, so maybe tailbone lifts a millimeter off the mat. Then inhale, let the head come back to the floor, belly expand. Exhale, belly down, lift the elbows, the head, the shoulders. Try to curl the tailbone up off the floor. Inhale, head to the mat, take 2 more breaths. Exhale, belly down, lift the elbows. Inhale, head to the floor. Exhale, last one, belly down, lift the elbows, curl the tailbone up. Inhale, head to the floor. Just let the elbows relax out to the sides. Keep the legs as they are. So if you have the feet on the floor for that one, bring the feet up now. So keeping the legs at 90, take a full breath in. As you exhale, tap the right toes to the floor. Keep the leg at this angle. Keep the lower back connected to the floor. So if that means the toes don't quite meet the ground, that's okay. Inhale, pick the leg back up to center. As you exhale, tap the left toes towards the floor. Keep the label of your leggings on the ground. Inhale, pick the leg back up. Exhale, right toes tap down. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, left toes tap down. Inhale, pick up. We're going to do 4 more. Option to up level, lift the head and shoulders up again. Exhale, right toes tap down. Keep the back and the core steady. Inhale, pick up. Left toes tap down. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, right. Inhaling up. Exhale, left. Inhaling up. We're going to do 2 with both legs moving at the same time. So connect the knees and the ankles together. Keep the lower back connected. Take a breath in where you are. Exhale, both toes reach to the floor. Keep the legs at the same angle. Doesn't matter if they don't meet the ground. Inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, reach them forwards down. Inhale, pick them back up. Take the head to the floor and the feet to the ground. Relax. Hopefully that has switched on something. Take a rock side to side with your knees, just kind of windscreen wiper the knees side to side. And then replace the arms back to the sides of the body again, palms facing up to the ceiling where we started. So we're going to start working into bridge pose, which is going to help lengthen the abdominals and switch on the glutes now as well as we come into our butts. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, feel that belly to spine connection again. Curl the tailbone up off the floor and roll the rest of the spine up away from the ground, just as high as feels good for your back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, push into the feet. You might feel your head slide back, the chest open out a little bit further, and maybe the hips can now lift another inch higher. Take another full breath in. This time as you exhale, try to tuck the tailbone, so tailbone reaches towards that fold of the knees, really squeezing through the glutes. So you can even touch your buttocks, make sure they feel fairly active. Then imagine you're holding a football between your knees, so the knees haven't opened out to the sides. Keep the knees stacked above the ankles. From here, take a full breath in. As you exhale, roll down the spine on this one breath out, so each vertebra at a time comes to the ground until the tailbone is the last point to touch the mat. You're going to come up exactly the same again, so when you're grounded, take a full breath in to prepare. Exhale, pull the belly down first, let that curl the tailbone off the mat, and the rest of the spine starts to peel away. Knees are reaching forwards, keep hold of that imaginary football between the knees. Take a full breath in at the top. Exhale, press through the feet, try to tuck the tailbone. From here, lift the hands up towards the ceiling, take a full breath in. Exhale, reach them back behind you, palms can stay facing up to the ceiling. You can take the arms as wide as feels good for your shoulders, but I want the arms to connect into the floor. Actively reach back through the hands, so you're trying to grab the wall behind you, holding with the hips staying tucked under, so glutes are still feeling really active. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, keep reaching back through the hands, but roll the spine down like you did earlier. So one bone at a time until the tailbone is the last point to touch the ground. Relax, give the knees a little rock side to side, reset the arms just out to the sides of the body. So we're going to isolate the glutes a little bit further. So I want you to take your right foot, just turn the toes out and then the heel out. So just maybe an inch wider than the torso. Leave the toes slightly further open than the heel is, so just a slight outward rotation of the foot. Lift the left leg up and place the ankle onto the right thigh. If it feels okay, you can maybe slide it over a little bit further, like you're sitting cross-legged on the chair. So anywhere in between there is fine. You just want this left leg to be off the floor. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, push through the heel of the supporting foot to roll the hips back up again. You'll have less of a rolling motion, more of just a lift up, which is fine. Really push through the right heel of the foot more than the toes. You can even lift the right toes up off the ground. Squeezing through the glutes to lift the hips as high as they can come. As you inhale, lower the hips back to the floor again. Doesn't matter if they don't quite get there. We're going to exhale, push them back up. And then take 4 more. So inhale, lower the hips down. Exhale, push them up. Think tucking the tailbone still. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. While your hips are lifted, untangle the left leg, lift it up to the ceiling. Roll the spine down to the floor. Then place the left foot to the ground. Switch sides, so just open that left foot slightly wider than the torso, toes are slightly turned out. The right leg lifts up and either resting the ankle to the thigh or slide the leg over like you're sitting cross-legged. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, push through the left heel to squeeze the glutes up. Squeeze your bum to lift the hips. Inhale, take the hips towards the ground. Exhale, pushing them back up. 4 more breaths. Inhale, hips lower. Exhale, squeeze them up. Inhale, hips lower. Exhale, squeezing up. 2 more. Last one. While your hips are lifted, untangle the right leg, lift it towards the ceiling. Roll the spine down into the ground. And then place that right foot down. Give the knees a rock side to side. You might have noticed that one side is weaker or stronger than the other, which is fairly normal. So I'd encourage you to do a bit of homework on your weaker one. Do a few more on just that weaker side and bring it into alignment. So let's bring the right knee in towards your chest, hands around that shin, and then lengthen the left leg away from you. So really kick out through that left heel. Roll the right foot around a few times one way. And a few times the other way. And then bring your foot into your strap or your belt or your scarf, whatever you have, and lift the foot towards the ceiling. If you don't have a belt or a scarf or anything, it doesn't matter. You can take the hands around the back of the thigh instead, no problem. Wrap the hands around the strap if you have one, so the elbows can just relax down to the floor, not be held in the shoulders. Find the point where you're feeling the stretch at the back of the thigh. Now, if the knee is feeling particularly tight, bend the knee a little and think about the thigh coming towards the torso, which will deepen into the hamstring here at the back of the thigh. Curl the big toe towards you. Maybe you feel the stretch through the calf as well. Make sure you're still moving that full IAP breath into lower belly, side ribs, and back ribs. If it's feeling like it's creating a little bit of tension in the hip or it's getting a bit strong, you can just build a little bit of rocking into the leg, just within a couple of inches of range, rocking forwards, backwards, or side to side. Just make sure the breath feels nice and slow and full. From here, we'll bring in the IT band stretching. So keep the right side of your pelvis pushing down into the floor. Take your ankle towards the left shoulder, so the leg's going diagonally across the body. Press the right side of your bum into the floor, and then push the foot further up into the strap and towards the ceiling. Keep the big toe curled back towards you. And if it's made your eyebrows wince or your jaw clench up, then soften that away again. Take a full round of breath where you are. Bring the leg back to the center. Rebend your left knee, so that foot's on the ground. Take the foot away from the strap. We're going to come into a figure of 4. So take this ankle to rest onto the left thigh. Use your right hand to push the leg further away from you. And if you can, imagine you're kind of grabbing the inner thigh and lifting it upwards. So you're just creating a bit of space in front of this hip. So if you're having any knee trouble or this feels enough of an opening, you can just stay where you are from here. If you want to build in deeper, thread the hands through the gap so you pull in the left thigh towards you. If your right elbow meets the inner thigh of the right leg, use the elbow to push the knee further away from you and the hands to encourage the rest of the leg towards you. Lightly flex both feet, relax the shoulders down. Take a big breath in, lower belly, side ribs and back ribs. And a full breath out, feel the lower belly pull down. Tailbone presses into the floor. Slowly untangle the legs, so both feet come to the ground. Give the knees a little rock side to side. Bring the left leg in towards the body, hands around the shin, and lengthen the right leg away from you. Really kick out through that right heel. Roll the left foot around a few times one way, get all the clicks and cracks out. And roll the other way. And then bringing this leg into the strap, lengthen the heel towards the ceiling. Again, if you don't have a strap, hands just around the back of the thigh works fine. Let the shoulders relax, the elbows just drop into the side of the waist. So again, the same applies. One side might feel different to the other. So if there's a really strong stretch at the back of the knee and it's not feeling comfortable, bend the knee a little, try and encourage the thigh closer towards the ribs, and then you work on lengthening from there. Curl the big toe back towards you. Soften everything around it. If it helps, bring that little bit of rocking into the leg. Hamstring release, hamstring flexibility is a long ball game. It doesn't happen with one session. So take your time, be patient with them. But they can be really helpful if you're stretching them to release any tension in the lower back. The hamstrings connect into the back. So from here, we bring that slight diagonal reach of the leg. So the ankle is going to come towards the right shoulder. Keep the left side of your pelvis pressing down into the floor. At the same time, push your foot up into the strap or towards the ceiling. Feeling pretty gross, you're probably in the right place. Try to relax the forehead, relax the jaw. Take a big breath in and slowly bring the leg back through to the center. Bend that outstretched right leg, so foot's on the ground. Take the foot out of the strap and place the ankle onto the thigh. So finding this figure of 4. So same applies. You can use just the left hand to push the knee open, however, having a sense of lifting the inner thigh upwards. And you might just want to stay here. Maybe threading the hand through the gap, so you're pulling the right thigh towards you. If the left elbow meets the thigh, use the elbow to push the knee away, encouraging that shin towards the body. Lightly flex both feet. Try to press the tailbone into the floor and relax the shoulders back. Take a big breath in, that IAP breath. Full breath out. Replace the feet to the floor. Give the knees another rock side to side. And then hug the knees in towards your chest. So from here, you can either roll yourself over to one side to bring yourself to seated, or take the hands under the fold of the knees and sway the feet backwards and forwards. So you take a couple of rocks through your spine to bring yourself up. Take a couple of rolls if you're taking that. So we're going to come into cross legs. So if you want to pop yourself onto any cushions or any kind of step books, whatever, just to help you feel more comfortable, then take a moment. I'm going to take the hands just out to the sides of the body, just to bring a bit of neck release in. Good, lovely. So inhale, grow as tall as you can through the spine. Notice the sit bones into the ground, that kind of bonier part of your bum, and then just rock the weight forwards into them slightly. So that creates the feeling of coming from a slumped position where the weight is in the back of the sit bones. So rocking it forwards is going to help lift this part of the lower back and release the hips. So that might feel easier if you're slightly higher. Holding that posture, just drop the head across towards your left shoulder and reach the right arm out to the side of you. Lift the head of this right shoulder up towards your ear, roll it back behind you and reach the hand further away. Just going to do one more there. So as you inhale, lift the head of the shoulder up, exhale, take it back and reach the hand further away. Just move that arm around slightly or move the head around a little bit until you feel the stretch come through the sideline of the neck. Relax into the jaw. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhale, lift the right hand all the way up to the ceiling and then reach it over into a side stretch. So you're reaching over towards the left. Keep those sit bones pressing down into whatever you're sitting onto. So feeling this right side of the ribcage really expand. So as you breathe, that full IAP breath, physically feel the breath move that right side of the ribcage. You're stretching then all those tiny intercostal muscles around the ribs. Bring the floating hand down to the left knee, push into it so it lifts you up straight, and take the left hand round behind you. So just holding a simple twist. So take an inhale again, grow tall through the crown of the head. As you exhale, you can pull into this left knee to help the shoulders spiral around. Think about belly button pulling back to the spine as you exhale, like you're wringing out the body. Keep the hips trying to face front. Or if you can, turn the hips always in the opposite direction to the shoulders so you get that real wringing out feeling. The shoulders softening down the back. Take one more full breath in. And as you exhale, unravel the shoulders, bring the hands back to the front. If you're sitting cross-legged, change the way that your legs are crossed, so the other one's in front or on top. Good. Lift tall through the spine again, that weight rocking slightly forwards in the sit bones. Drop the head towards the right shoulder and reach the left hand out to the side. Just in line with the shoulder, that's it. So as you inhale, lift the head of the left shoulder up towards the ear. As you exhale, draw it back and then reach the hand further away as it comes down. One more, inhale, lift the head of the shoulder up. Exhale, reach it down and back, hand reaches further away. Again, just alter where your hand is or where your head is until you feel the stretch come through the side of the neck. If the shoulders are feeling tight, maybe you feel that run through more of the nervy stretch, so you could maybe in your fingertips as well. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Let the jaw relax into it. On your next inhale, lift the left hand towards the ceiling. Bring this into side stretch, so reach over to the right. Keep the sit bones rooted into the floor. So you can use the hand on the ground to help you to press that left sit bone. So the left side of your bum might want to be lifting up. Keep it rooted. Feel the breath physically move that left side of the ribs as you breathe. And then bring the floating hand down to the right knee. Press yourself up straight, and the right hand just scooches behind you. Take a full breath in, lift tall. And as you exhale, pull into that right knee so the shoulders spiral around. Like the rib cage is just telescoping around the spine. Keeping the hip bones, always trying to turn in the opposite direction. So it's not a physical movement, just a sensation of wringing out the body, making sure that belly button's really scooping into the spine as you exhale. So we use the core here. Take one more breath in where you are. And as you exhale, unravel the shoulders back to the center. Good. Come over into all fours. So pop your cushions out of the way or anything you're sat onto. Stretch the fingers open into the ground. Just taking a little bit of movement for the spine. So as you inhale, lift the tailbone up. Let that ripple through to lift the chest and the head. And as you exhale, initiate the movement by pulling belly button to spine. Tuck the tailbone, round through, and push the floor away from you. Inhale, lift the tailbone up. Let it ripple through to lift the chest and the head. Exhale, belly pulls to spine, let it roll through to tuck the chin, pushing the ground away. Inhale again, lift the tailbone and the chest up. Exhale, rounding through, belly to spine, holding here on this side. From here, just sway the rib cage from one side to the other, so you get that stretch kind of around the ribs and the back. Make it as big or as small as you want to. Bring it into little circles of the hips. Just let the back have a wriggle out. Then bring the spine back to a more neutral feeling. And let the right leg slide back behind you. Just keep that big toenail on the floor. If we can, add in the hands as well. If it feels too much, just do the legs. So left hand is going to reach out in front. Turn the thumb to face up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the hand and the knee back underneath the body. Inhale, take the left leg back and maybe the right arm forwards. Thumb is facing the ceiling like you're reaching out to shake someone's hand. The exhale brings it back underneath. We're going to alternate between the two. So right leg, left hand. Exhaling down. Inhale, left leg, right hand. And bring it down. Keep it going. We're just trying to keep the torso as steady as you can, like the torso doesn't know you're moving the limbs. Make that transfer of weight as smooth as you can. Next time your left leg and right hand is lifted, that'll be your last side to even out. Take the right leg back behind you again. Big toenails tap into the floor. Keep belly button drawing into the spine. You're going to lift the foot up no higher than your hip is. So if we start to lift the foot higher than there, then it's the back doing the work rather than your glutes, which is where we want to be working. Really stretch out the leg as straight as it can go. Point the toes. You're going to tap the toes to the floor. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lift it up just to that point again. So you feel that right buttock switch on. Inhale, toes down. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, toes down. Exhaling up. Take two more. Let the toes come to the ground and then bring the knee back in underneath you. Let's take that to the other side. So left leg is going to reach back. Big toenail stays on the floor. Keep belly pulling into spine so we're not slumping to the ground into a back bend. Lift the foot up. Again, just holding this first one. No higher than your back. So just notice if you lift it higher, it's the pelvis and the back that do the work rather than your glutes. Take the toes to the floor, take a breath in. Exhale, belly to spine, lift the heel up, squeezing that left glute. Inhale, toes to floor. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. And then bend on the knee, bring it back underneath you. So again, if you had a weaker side, maybe add in a bit of homework to do a few more on the weaker side of the glutes. It can affect how your back moves and the legs move. From here, tuck the toes underneath, come into a downward facing dog. So lift the hips skyward. Keep a squat through the legs. So bend the knees, push the floor away from you with those hands, and tip the tailbone further up to the ceiling. So we lengthen through the lower back. Think about the chest reaching through the armpits towards the legs, and let the head just dangle at the end of the spine. Straighten just one leg, so heel pushes towards the floor, and then switch, bend and straighten the other one. Keep it going between the two, so you're just paddling through the feet. And then from here, we're going to roll forwards into a plank position. So really arching through the upper back to travel forwards. So like your dome in the upper spine. You might want to lengthen yourself out a bit on this first one if you need to. So keep pushing the floor, so chest is lifting up as high off the mat as you can. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor. Keep the elbows hugging into the body, but bring the chest to the ground. Slowly with control, no broken noses. From here, bring the arms into a cactus position. So elbows are in line with shoulders, palms are against the floor. Lengthen the legs back behind you one at a time as far as they can reach, and then press the feet down into the floor. Press the hips into the ground, so like you're trying to tuck the tailbone or create a gap of light between belly and mat. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, we're going to push into the hands, lift the chest, maybe lifting the ribs. Maybe lifting the elbows off the floor if we can. If it feels too strong, to stay low. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, imagine the chest is rolling forwards as you bring it back into the floor. We're taking that again, this time lift on the inhale. So let the breath lift the chest up. And the exhale to fold back forwards. Good, once more, inhale as you lift. Exhale, coming back forwards, stay where you are, just let the nose hover above the ground so you can still breathe, but keep the back of the neck lengthening. Keep the feet rooted into the floor so legs feel active, and keep that tailbone trying to tuck, glutes are active. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, lift that position of the arms off the floor so the shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, bring the arms back to the ground. Exhale, lift them up again, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, arms down. Exhale, lift them up. Inhale, arms down. Exhale, lift them up. Hold the arms in the air here, take a breath in. As you exhale, reach the right fingers around to the side, try and tap the right thigh. Inhale, bring yourself back center. Exhale, left fingers sweep round, try and tap the left thigh. Inhale, come back center. One more time either side if you can. Exhale, right arm round, tap the thigh. Inhaling center. Left arm round, tap the thigh. Inhale, back to the center. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, elbows hug into the ribs. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, belly to spine, push through the arms back into all fours and fold back into a child's pose. Hips come to the heels. Take a couple of really big breaths. Find the IAP breath again. Come back into all fours. You're going to take the right leg back behind you. Turn out the left shin, so come into a supported side plank with the right arm lifting up to the ceiling. Lift the fingertips up to the ceiling so your arms are in one long line. Keep the outstretched foot so the sole of the foot is on the ground. Pull the belly to spine, so again you take out any feeling of back bending from it. Think pressing the hips forwards. Holding, just circling this top arm a couple of times either direction. If circling this way doesn't feel good for you, any shoulder injuries at the minute, then circle it just in the ceiling as though you're drawing a circle on the ceiling above you. Whichever way feels better for your shoulder. Change the direction, whichever circling variation you're taking. And then lift the hand up to the ceiling again. Bend to the elbows so the fingers find the back of the head. So we're going to bring a twist in. It's try and keep the hip bones facing the wall that they're facing. The hips don't move. The exhale pulls the belly to spine and try and turn the shoulders towards the ground, just as far as they can go without the hips moving. Inhale, lift the elbow back up and open, spiral the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, belly to spine, just the shoulders turn to face the floor. Inhale, let's take 2 more breaths, open it as wide as you want to. Exhale, belly to spine, turn the shoulders. Last one, inhale to open. And exhale. Bring the hand to the mat and place both knees back into all fours again. Square yourself up. Take that to the other side. So the left leg reaches back. Turn out the right shin and roll onto the sideline of the body. So nice strong supporting arm. Sole of the foot is on the ground at the back, and just check again your bum isn't reaching back behind you, so you're not sitting into the pose. Tuck the tailbone, belly to spine. Circling your top arm, either to the floor and up to the ceiling, or drawing the circles on the ceiling if that's more comfortable. Changing the direction if you haven't already. And the next time the hand is reaching up to the ceiling, holding there, bend the elbows so fingertips find the back of the head. Again, keep the hips steady. Inhale, let the elbow reach back, the chest spiral towards the ceiling. Exhale, really pull belly to spine, so shoulders only turn towards the ground. Inhale to reopen, we have 3 more. Exhale to twist. Inhale to open. Exhale to twist. Last one. Exhale, bring the hand and the knee back to the floor. Tuck the toes, come back into your downward facing dog. With the paddling of the feet, keep the tailbone reaching high. So you're walking the feet towards your hands, or the hands towards the feet, if that's a comfortable way to come. Keep the feet hips distance and keep that bend into the knees. Hold on to alternate elbows, and then use your hands to encourage the elbows closer to the floor, so you feel the stretch come around the back of the ribs. Really try to relax the head into it. If this is kind of the first bit of movement that you've done this morning, you might feel a little bit stiff around the neck or shoulders. Go to where it feels easy. If you want to, bring a gentle sway of the body in, just let that go side to side. Let the head dangle as much as you can. Let the jaw relax. Allow the arms to then dangle down to the floor. Let them be just a dead weight. Take a full breath in. Then as you exhale, pull the belly button up to the spine, so abdominals start to push you towards standing. Keep the arms really heavy and the chin tucking in towards the chest. The tailbone is down first, and step 1 vertebrae on top of the next as you roll up. Roll the shoulders down your back, lift the head on top. We're going to do a roll down and up again. So take a breath in with the nose. As you exhale, tuck the chin so the neck starts to curl, and then the upper back. Keep it going. Little bend in the knees is going to help the lower back release. Keep the arms just dangling so the action weight for the body. At the base of your fold, wherever that is, take a full breath in. Use the exhale, belly to spine, so abdominals push you up. So you can make this an abdominal exercise if you're working strong enough. Roll up through the spine. Roll the shoulders down your back. Come to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Stretch the toes open into the floor. Make sure the feet are hips distance apart. So hips distance being about 1 foot between your feet. It should feel like if you step forwards, you shouldn't have to do a big transfer of weight. So you play around with it. If your feet are too wide, if you step 1 foot forward, you have to shift the weight first to then step forwards. So kind of just that alignment of just being aligned with the hips. So from here, we're going to take a big breath in, put your arms around and up to the ceiling. As you exhale, come around again. Keep the fingers in your peripheral vision, so they have to sweat back behind you. So fingers come down and towards the feet. Bring your hands to your shins. Take a halfway lift, the chest reaches forwards. As you exhale, soften into the legs. Step the right leg back behind you and place the knee down to the floor. As you inhale, lift the arms up into lunge. Sink the hips forwards and down. And just check this front knee hasn't gone too far over that front ankle. So caterpillar the front foot forwards a little bit if we need to. Press down through the back foot. So you open this stretch, activate the stretch in the front of the right hip. Bring the arms into cactus, palms facing your ears, like you're doing the tragedy dance. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, chest opens. Exhale, belly to spine. Again, think of it like a core abdominal exercise. Bring the forearms round in front of you. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, open the chest. Exhale, pull the belly in, arms come in front. 2 more breaths. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades. Exhale, squeeze abdominals. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step back into a plank position. Come through all fours first if you need to. We're going to hold plank. So option to do this with the knees on the floor if you're taking care of any lower back stuff or full plank feels too strong. Here is fine. If the knees aren't on the ground, keep the weight leaning forwards so you're not just resting in an all fours position. You're holding plank, keep holding, keep pushing the floor away so upper back feels domed, pulling belly button to spine. Take another breath in, if I've talked long enough to distract you there. Exhale, bring the knees to the floor if you're not there already. And again, slowly, keep the elbows hugging into the body. Slowly, bring the chest to the floor. Strengthening into the arms here too. Keep the hands under the shoulders, reach the toes back. Take an inhale to the cobra from here, lifting chest, nose forwards. Exhale, soften back to the mat. Once again, through that cobra, inhale, lifting. Exhale, soften down. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale to push through the hands, back up to all fours. Come through to child's pose, folding hips to heels. Rock straight back forwards, and then back into downward dog. Lifting up the hips. Pick the left leg up off the floor, take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the knee towards your left elbow as far as you can, so you can get the knee to tap the elbow, and then we're going to lift the toes back up again as you inhale. Bring the knee towards your right elbow, belly pulls to spine. Inhale, lift it back up again. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Inhale, pick it back up again. On your exhale, step the foot through to between the hands as far as it'll come. If it doesn't quite get there, use the left hand to lift it up and plonk it down. The yoga plonk, we call that. Rocking the weight backwards, step the back foot to the top of the mat. Forward fold, feet are hips distance. Hands to shins, take a halfway lift again, reach the chest forwards, tailbone up. Exhale, fold into the legs. Stay where you are in the fold, arms are heavy. Take a full breath in, and then use the exhale to roll you back up to standing again. Arms and head stay dangling. Bone by bone coming up. Roll the shoulders down, lift the head, take a big breath in. Fingers stay in peripheral vision, so give it a bit of jazz hands, make sure you can see your lovely jazz performance. Exhale, rolling back down again, jazz hands it down, one. Snazzy Wednesdays. Inhale, halfway lift, reach the chest forwards. Exhale, fold in, step the left leg back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. So again, just check the lunge here. You might need to take that back knee further away. Bring the hands up to the ceiling. Sink the hips forwards and down. Press down through the back foot to activate that left leg and open to the front of the hip. From here, slightly different arms. You're going to inhale, reach the hands up. Imagine you're grabbing hold of something above you, and as the exhale pulls the arms down into that cactus position, like you're showing off your muscles, or squeeze the elbows back into the back of the waist. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, find the resistance, or pulling something really heavy down. Squeeze elbows into the back. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, squeeze it down. Last one, inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze it down. Bring the hands to the floor, either side of the front foot. Bring yourself to plank position. So through all fours first if you need to. Holding plank, knees on the floor or knees up. Just using your feet, rock the shoulders forwards and backwards. If you're on the knees, just rocking forwards and backwards. Take another 4, 3, 2, 1, bring the knees to the ground if they aren't already, and slowly for a count of 5, come to the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift the chest to your cobra, and exhale, soften it down to the floor. Reach the arms out in front of you, little finger edge to the ground. Press down through the feet again, legs feel active, kneecaps hover. Tuck the tailbones, if belly tries to scoop up off the mat. Use the glutes to help you keep that tailbone tucking. Pick just the right leg up, like you're trying to lift the right thigh. Exhale, place it down. Left leg lifts up, breathe in. Exhale, place it down. Lift the right arm up, so thumb lifts to ceiling. Exhale, place it down. Left arm lifts up. Exhale, place it down. Do the left leg and the right arm. Exhaling down. Right leg and left arm. Exhale, place it down. One more time either side. Left and right. Down. Right and left. And down. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Take a big breath in. Exhale, pushing to all fours and back into child's pose. Take an extra couple of breaths here. Let everything soften and stretch out in the back. Bring the weight forwards to all fours. Tuck the toes and come into your downward facing dog. Take a little bit of time to paddle the feet or swing the hips side to side to loosen up the body. And then we bring that 3-point again with the right leg lifting up. So breathe in as the toes float up. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right elbow so you can get the knee to tap the elbow. Inhale, lift the toes back up again. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift it back up again. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up again. Exhale, step the foot through to between the hands or yoga plonk it down if it doesn't quite get there. Rock the weight backwards, bring the back foot to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up through the spine, bone by bone brings you up. Roll the shoulders down your back. Bring the fingertips to your shoulders. You're going to roll the elbows backwards. Take 4 rounds. Again, if this is feeling tricky for shoulders, just holding here. Just find a little bit of opening through the chest. Change the direction, rolling forwards or just holding with your chicken wings. Take a little bend into the knees just to really stabilize the legs where they are. Take a breath in. As you exhale, rotate just the shoulders towards the left without the knees moving. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, rotate towards the right without the knees or hips. Inhale, center. Round to the left again and reach that right elbow as far forwards as you can. So feel the stretch maybe around the back of that shoulder blade. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, rotate to the right, reach the left elbow forwards. And bring it back center. Let the arms come to the sides and straighten up the legs. Pick the right knee in towards your chest. You can come near a wall if you want to. So like we did when we're lying on our back, exactly the same. Hug the thigh towards the body. Draw the shoulder blades together so chest feels open and push the ground away with that supporting leg. So as straight as you can with that supporting side. See if you can keep the knee where it is. So pull the belly to spine. Bring the hands to the heart center. Send the leg back behind you, just finding 1 warrior 3. So float it back, direction. Straighten the leg out, hinge the body down. Step the toes down to the back of the mat, and then lift the hands up to the ceiling to high runner's lunge. Holding here, deepen the bend in the front knee, lengthen out the lunge if you can. Little mini bend into that back knee. Then tucking the tailbone, so again, opening into the front of this right hip. Take the arms wider if it helps soften the shoulders. Lift the gaze, take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step the back foot up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over. Rolling up gently through the spine, arms instead, head stay heavy. Roll the shoulders down your back. Bring the left knee in towards your chest. Hug the hands around the shin and scoop it up. Pull belly to spine, lightly flex the foot. Chest stays broad and proud. Take the hands away from the leg to heart center without the knee dropping. Fix your gaze on a drishti spot, something steady. If you're still on balance, well done. Come into warrior 3, so reach the leg back behind you. Try to straighten it out. Again, good core back strengthening. Take the toes down to the back of the mat. So you can reach this high runner's lunge. Lifting the arms, broaden them out if that feels more comfortable. Make sure this front knee has a nice deep bend into it, and then a slight bend into the back knee to help you just tuck the tailbone and scoop the belly in. So you're using the core again here. Holding. Take a breath in, lift the gaze. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Step the back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Bring the hands to the floor and then walk the feet back into your downward facing dog. Reaching that tailbone high, push the floor away. Maybe there's that little bend in the knees again so that you can get the tailbone to reach up. Or maybe you bring it more into the back of the leg to start to straighten the legs. Just check that it hasn't compromised a big rounding through your back, so you still want that tailbone to be reaching high. Take a big breath in, and then a sigh through the mouth. And again, a deep breath in. And a sigh through the mouth. Bring the knees to the floor. Come into a child's pose again, folding hips to heels. Bring the hands this time underneath the forehead, so you create a little pillow for the head to rest on, so you just completely relax the body to the ground. Gently roll yourself up into a kneeling position. So if kneeling is tricky for the knees, you can place a cushion between calf muscle and thighs, which is just going to help to take out the compression in the knee, or staying in a high kneeling position works totally fine as well. We're just going to do a last bit of shoulder release. So grab your strap. Again, if you're working with shoulder injury, maybe do this without the strap and just bring as much movement in today as feels good for shoulders. Otherwise, have the strap on a longer edge or your scarf, whatever you have. Again, if whatever you have is too short, you can do this without the strap for today. So we're going to inhale to lift the strap up above the head. And as you exhale, take it round behind you and down towards your hips. Inhale, lift it back up and over. And exhale, bring the strap down. Keep it going. So you want the arms to stay straight and a little bit of tension into whatever you're holding into. So somewhere behind the back of your head should give you a bit of an oozy stretch around the chest. You can just hang out there for a couple of breaths if you want to, or keep it moving. If you're working without the strap, just taking that opening of the chest might fit enough, and back round. Last couple. Good. Next time the strap comes in front of you, just let it go. Give the shoulders a little roll out. Take the arms out to the sides of you, palms facing up to the ceiling. So stay in your kneeling position, if it's comfortable. I'm going to turn the palms up and let the chest lift, like you're doing a little back bend in the kneeling. As you exhale, belly to spine, round the shoulders, turn the palms to face the wall behind you. Tuck in the chin. Inhale again to open out, so the spine is moving, your arms are spiraling, the shoulders round. Exhale, belly to spine, rounding it back through. Take one more. Inhale to open. And exhale to spiral round. Let the arms relax down to the sides. Give the shoulders a little squeeze if that was warming up the shoulders a little bit then. Drop the hips down to one side of your feet and sweep the legs around in front of you, however feels best to get there. Take your strap again if you have it. We're just going to take the fold over the legs. If you feel more comfortable being sat onto cushions or bringing those hips any height, and make yourself comfortable in this seated posture, so legs are out front. Now, if you're taking care of any lower back injury or any lower back tweakiness, keep the bend in the knees. Okay. So strap or no strap, either or is fine with me, whichever is your personal preference. If you're using a strap, hug the elbows in towards the body like you've got reins on your horse. Inhale, lifts the spine up straight, then hinge the breastbone forwards. So to start with, we're keeping a straight line from the back, from crown of the head through to the tailbone. If you're not using strap, let the arms just relax to the floor, as they want to be, but keep the chest lengthening forwards for now. Your stretch in the back of the legs here might be you sat upright, which is completely normal as well. Lots of tight hamstrings in the world. Take a big breath in, just lift out of your stretch slightly. And as you exhale, this time let the back round, so the weight of the head draws you down. Again, if it feels more comfortable in the neck, keep the bend in the knees, but just let the body kind of flop over. For some of you that are more mobile in the hamstrings, reach out for the feet, or if you're still using the strap, take the arms closer to the feet. Make sure the shoulders just feel fairly relaxed, so we're not using the shoulders to force forwards. The shoulders will not help the hamstrings lengthen. Relax the jaw, relax any feeling of struggle from it. If you're feeling a pretty intense stretch around the back of the neck and your shoulders, take a full breath in. You might feel that stretch kind of intensify a little bit, but as you exhale, really try and feel that tension release. Again, take a full breath in, let it intensify as you stretch into the back of the ribs. Exhale, let it soften out. Wherever you are, take one more full breath. Slowly start to roll yourself back up again. Let the strap just drop down or place it to one side. Take the hands behind you, so fingers face the back of the mat, and just lean back into the hands, let the back relax. Give the legs a bit of a wiggle in and out, so your hips are wiggled. And then bring yourself into the middle of the mat. So we're going to come down to lie on the floor again, so just minding any props or anything out of your way. And bring yourself down to the ground. You're going to bring the knees in towards your chest, so you're going to hug them in towards you, like an upside down child's pose. Take a rock side to side, just massaging your back into the floor. And then bring the feet to the mat. Let the arms come out to the sides of you in a bit of a T shape. Drop both knees down to the right. And you might just want to stay here in a really gentle twist, just letting the legs fall wherever they fall to. If you want to deepen in a little bit to the twist, the back should feel fairly warm to do so. You tuck the left knee to stack on top of the right, and then maybe bring both knees around to your body. Keep the left shoulder grounded. The right hand can rest on the upper legs, anchor the legs down. And each time you breathe, you still want to find that intra-abdominal pressure, so the breath is still moving into lower belly, side ribs and back ribs. And as you exhale, belly pulls the spine. See if you can root the left shoulder closer to the floor. Take another full breath, feeling into that. Gently take your time, bring the legs back through the center. Both feet start on the floor again, just realign your back. So again, drop both legs over to the left, and you can just let them fall wherever they fall to. Or stacking right knee on top of left, maybe tuck the knees around. Left hand might rest on the upper thigh, and then use that connection to your IAP breath to deepen the right shoulder towards the floor. Chest space feel open. Using an exhale, bring the knees back up to the center, and again, just reset your back to the floor. So for your Shavasana, you can either, as we would classically, just lengthen out the legs, the arms at the sides of the body, like you're just a starfish in the floor. If you're working with any lower back injury or issues, then keeping the knees bent will probably feel more comfortable. Just let the knees rest into each other so you're not having to hold them. So feet wide and knees drop in as an option. Let yourself feel comfortable into the floor. Nudge the shoulder blades down your back a little so the chest feels open and neck feels long. Relaxing into the jaw. So if you've done any Shavasana assist for yourself with me recently, you can lengthen the back of the neck or massage into the jaw or the temples, however we've kind of done. I'll go over that again maybe next week for you. Close the eyes. Let everything come to stillness. Without there being any force or particular manipulation of the breath, just acknowledging the breath come through the nose. Filling up the belly, the ribs and the chest. As you exhale, let it deflate. Imagine the torso to be like a balloon that you're putting air into and let it deflate with the pace of your breath. So you can switch off any holding still around your back or your shoulders, your forehead, your mind. Last couple of breaths, enjoy them. Then on your next inhale, reach the arms back behind you and really lengthen the legs away so you take a full body stretch out. Take a deeper couple of breaths or yawn, like you're having a big morning stretch. On an exhale, gently gather your limbs back into the body, so hug the legs back into the torso, arms around the shins, gently rocking side to side. Roll yourself over to one side, or take that rock and roll to seated again if you want to. Brace yourself up for a comfortable seat, just to close the practice. Bring the hands to the heart center, find that height and lift through the spine. Keep the eyes softly closed or gaze low. As always, I just invite you to close your practice, bringing to mind just one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge one thing that you really like about yourself today. And recognize how you have gained or released from getting to a yoga mat today. May that bring you back to it again soon. Bow your head to your hands. Thank you guys. Namaste. Lovely to see you all. Thank you. Well done. I'll unmute you just to say bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Mum.
Bye.
Thanks, Take care.
Bye.
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 Thanks, darling.